Welcome live to the Juara Stadium for day 3 of the 2017 SEA Games Netball. We're at Bukit Kiara for one of 2 games today. The first pits the Philippines against Brunei in the round robin stage, and the second is a hotly anticipated preview perhaps of what many expect to be the gold medal match between host nation Malaysia, the winners of the inaugural netball competition at the SEA Games in 2001, and the gold medalists from 2015, Singapore. That's on the agenda a little later on. But first up, we have the Philippines against Brunei. The Philippines looking to bounce back from a really, really heavy defeat in their opening game to Thailand. They lost 86-16 there, while Brunei took plenty of encouragement from their match against Singapore. Yes, they went down 62-37, but in particular, that 12-all score in the third quarter gives them plenty of confidence for the tournament ahead, albeit they did go down to Malaysia yesterday by 64-27. There you have a look at the current standings. Malaysia, the only team so far to have played 2 and won 2. Singapore, of course, can join them on 4 points if they beat them later on today. But you can see with the Brunei and Philippines sitting on no points, a win for either of these 2 nations this afternoon could potentially all but secure them a bronze medal. So a lot at stake here, and the Philippines in particular with questions to answer after that thumping defeat at the hands of the Thais, who themselves are so ruthlessly dispatched by Malaysia on day 1. There's a look at the Philippines squad getting ready to try and bounce back from that defeat to Thailand. Plenty of experience in their ranks, including the 25-year-old Antia Sinarosa, who made her name playing for the Lady Bulldogs University team back home in the Philippines. And there, a look at Brunei getting ready to take to the court. Very impressed with them at times during that opening game against Singapore. That third quarter, where they really gave Singapore the runaround at the start of the second half, ended up tying that third quarter 12 apiece before narrowly losing the fourth by 5 goals. The damage for them was done in the first 2 quarters. So Brunei, I'm sure, will be wanting to make a strong start here this afternoon. Glimpse of one of our umpires there getting ready to start the action. Scheduled to get this match underway in just under 7 minutes time. 2:53 p.m. in the afternoon local time here in Malaysia, as the ladies get their bib designations ready. Nice to see the Philippines looking cheerful and relaxed going into this. Certainly the underdogs in this game, and with 4 of the 5 teams competing going through to the medal stage, they are, unfortunately for them, favourites to be the unlucky 5th team out, as it were. Back to us there, that's goal defence, Kathleen Jane Seo. While we get ready for this one, another throw forward to that Singapore-Malaysia clash that's scheduled to start 5:15 local time. Certain to be a tight encounter that. The teams drew in the group stage when they played in Singapore in the 2015 SEA Games, before Singapore ended up emerging as the gold medal winners by just 3 points in that final. So with just 3 goals separating them over 2 games of netball in 2015, a lot expected of that clash that follows this one at 5:15. The netball competition, of course, started on Monday and will conclude on Sunday. So the netball done and dusted from Monday to Sunday in the first week of the SEA Games. The gold medal match slated for Sunday, semi-finals both slated for Saturday. And there you can see support in the crowd for Brunei. And a great chance for them with a not disgraceful goal difference to really put themselves in a strong position. They'll be battling it out, many people think, for 3rd place with the Thais when all is said and done. So no 100% records on the line here, and the Thais, who gave the Philippines that comprehensive beating yesterday, not in action today. They take on Brunei here tomorrow, also a 3 p.m. kickoff, so the Thais, I'm sure, will be interested observers to see how Brunei play in this one. That's a game to look forward to as well, with Thailand impressing many with that thumping of the Philippines, and Brunei, two nations that have their eyes on medals in this netball competition. Big day at the SEA Games this, day 3. Plenty of Singapore-Malaysia action to look forward to. Causeway derby in 3 sports today. The netball a little later on. We know about the water polo and the men's football this afternoon. There's a look at our officials. Yu Bi Ling, one of the umpires, alongside Nigel Lim. And Boudica there in reserve. Watch out for Nigel Lim's rather exuberant running from the backcourt to the sideline in between goals scored. Nice little characteristics from the SEA Games so far. Not too long before we have our master of ceremonies to introduce the two teams, as Brunei give out their pre-match yell, and of course, and rightly so, we'll have the national anthems. Let's now get courtside for the team introductions.
Be ready in front of the airborne. Thank you. We have the great honor of introducing Team Philippines, starting at goal shooter, Domino Katrina Rose. At goal attack, Cinerosa Anatia. At wing attack, Espina Lian. Center, Duquiza Diana. Wing defense, Japone Eunice Krisma Ana. At goal defense, senior Kathleen Jane. And last but not least, the goalkeeper, Aquino Teresa Angeline.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, now Team Brunei Darussalam. Wow, yes. Goal shooter, Sofian Naee. Goal attack, Ahmad SM. Wing attack, Haji Abdul Hamid Z. Center, Awang Haji Hassan SNN. Wing defense, Pangeran Abdul Rahman DK. Goal defense, Pahin Dato Haji Muhammad Jafar HAA. Goalkeeper, Haji Shukri NSF.
From the international pool of umpires, the umpires for this match shall be Yu Bi Ling, Nigel Lim, and Boudica as a reserve umpire. Good luck to both teams. May the best team win.
May the best team win indeed. Unfortunately, no national anthems, I don't think, or are we going to get them now? Would appear not. I think we're just waiting for the clock to tick round to 3 p.m. local time to start. So apologies for no national anthems today, to give you false expectation for that. But nevertheless, some great netball coming your way. The Philippines and Brunei about to get day 3 of the netball competition underway here at Bukit Kiara. Would be really interesting to see what kind of start Brunei make. It was their slow start that ultimately cost them in that game against Singapore, losing the first quarters by 8 and 12 points respectively. And it was pretty grim reading for the Philippines in their game against Thailand. They went down 23-3 in the first quarter, 23-7 in the second, 18-4 in the third, and 22-2 in the fourth. So the Philippines looking to bounce back. It's Brunei, though, starting off with an early chance for goal attack. Siti Maliati missing. She gets another go. Nigel Lim didn't like what he saw there, but she misses a second time. And a third time, and the Philippines desperately trying to turn it over, but don't quite manage it, so it switches from goal attack to goal shooter. And Nur Adi Elza, making no mistake, first goal on the board for Brunei. Wing attack, Liana Spina getting the ball forward to the goal attack. Antia Senorosa, who levels things up. That's exactly what the Philippines wanted, scoring on their first possession in Brunei territory. Remember, only 3 goals in the entire first quarter against the Thai, so they're already a third of the way to bettering that total. Here's a long-range shot from goal shooter Nur Adi Elsa. Nothing doing there. And the Philippines with a chance to take an early lead, but the centre makes a mistake. Diana Dekiza putting Brunei right back in the mix for another goal. The centre with the cute pass through to goal attack Siti Mariati. And she nets her first goal of the afternoon. So 2-1 Brunei then, with 90 seconds elapsed on the clock in this first quarter so far. Now, this is where the Philippines will really need to work hard to try and keep in touch. That pass not good enough, intercepted by wing defence DK Kalisa. And it's Brunei who come away with it, looking to open up a 2-goal lead for the first time this afternoon. But they themselves have turned over there. Or no. Yubi Ling didn't like what she saw. She gave possession to Brunei. And a chance again for Nur Adi Elsa. And she misses. It's well kept in. That was well saved from going out of play from Nur Adi Elsa. And she makes no mistake with that opportunity presented to her. So 3-1. Brunei lead early on here. And they've got possession again to try and make it 4 straight off the bat. And it's Adi Elza again. Nothing doing. The Philippines with an opportunity. Brunei penalised there. That was another loose pass. Brunei get possession. And this was their problem in their match against Thailand. The transition from one end of the court to the other, just not strong enough, and they're being picked off early on by Brunei, just as they were by Thailand. Brunei with this to go 3 goals in front, and in it goes. Good score from goal shooter Adi Elza. We've got the benefit of that very tall goal attack, the Philippines, in Antia Senorosa. The problem they've got is getting the ball to her. With the height advantage she has on the defenders picking her up, and there's too much on that pass, it's going out of play as well. And again, if you cannot get those passes into that semicircle in front of the net, it's very difficult to score goals. It goes without saying. Of course, in netball, you can only shoot and score from inside that semicircle, which Brunei have just reached now. And a reminder, just the goal shooter and the goal attack, the 2 players designated by GS and GA. They are the 2 players allowed to score goals in netball. Each position has a designated area on the pitch, and should the players stray from those designated areas, they'll be called offside and possession turned over. But already Brunei 5-1 up with a chance to go to 6. Philippines feeling the heat here. Good news for them, though. Whatever happens to them this week in the netball, I'm sure they'll leave Malaysia and the 2017 SEA Games as a stronger team and having improved. Ultimately, the only way you can get better in any sport is by playing better opposition, and that's clearly the case with the Philippines this week. But it's good to see we have got 5 teams. We had 6 in 2015. But unfortunately, this time round, no Myanmar. So the presence of the Philippines, it means that at least all 4 teams not guaranteed a bronze before we get to the weekend's action and that potential gold medal match between Malaysia and Singapore, which many people are looking forward to. That's just dribbled off the edge of the rim, in the Philippines are going to manage to come away with this, looking for their 3rd goal, but that's another loose pass. And it's the passing early on that's letting them down here, just like it did against Thailand. That's a good long-range score from goal attack, Siti Maliati. The 5-goal cushion restored. Look at this. From decent range, up and over it goes. Nothing but net there. Yubi Ling just explaining her decision there to give the Philippines another attempt, which unfortunately they missed, but they're going to get it back. No, there was a touch there. And the Philippines desperately trying to close Brunei down, but it's Brunei who've got the crisper and sharper transition. And here's another opportunity for goal attack, Siti Maliati. In it goes, that's number 8. So just like that, they've scored 8 goals in less than 8 minutes. Although that's a loose pass, it's going to turn possession over to the Philippines and their goalkeeper, Teresa Angelina Aquino. Good pass forward, looking to wing attack, Niana Spina. Finding... Oh, that's well kept in. That was a great bit of combination play. Oh, no. Not allowed. Yubi Ling didn't like what she saw. That initially looked like it was a fantastic save from Katrina Demina. No, possession turned over here, so both nations taking it in turns to cede possession, but the centre, Diana De Keyser, coughed that up rather easily, and it's going to put Brunei in again to look for 9. With just over 8 minutes gone. Here we go, Siti Maliati for number 9 for Brunei. No mistake. That one had to think about it. Tickled the edge and dropped down. So, in terms of progression from the Philippine point of view, that at least want to better the 3 goals they scored in that first quarter against Thailand. They have a chance to equal that now. Good finish from goal attack Antia Senarosa. So they're already at 3 and they've got plenty of time left to better the 3 they scored against Thailand. They conceded 23 as well. So you can see defensively and coming forward they've got problems, and it all stems from that transition in the middle of the court, which more often than not for them broke down against Thailand, and it's been a similar story here. As Brunei make double digits with still 6:54 to go in the quarter. Brunei coach Talika Jinadasa stroking her chin, but she must like what she's seen so far. As I'm sure will Angelina Federiga, the Filipino coach who's just seen her team better their first quarter tally from the game against Thailand with goal number 4. Siti Maliati makes it 11-4 now to Brunei. And this, again, will be a big test for the Philippines. They've struggled in transition. Now, they've tried to move it quicker on this occasion, and it seems to have worked. But again, under not any kind of pressure there, goal scorer Katrina Domino coughs up the ball. And that's the great thing about netball from a spectator's point of view. Just look how quickly Malaysia transitioned from that mistake from the Philippines to present goal attack, and Siti Maliati with a relatively straightforward opportunity for 12-4, and they could be in again here. The pick-off unsuccessful from the Philippines. That's number 13. Gap is now up to 9. Of course, top 4 teams all qualifying for the semi-finals. Goal difference may well come into this. Brunei started this with a goal difference of -62. Of course, with this game in the mix, both Brunei and Thailand would have played the Philippines. So, by law of averages, they'd be looking for a 35, 40-point win here, Brunei, to level things up with the ties on goal difference. But, of course, they would have played one more game than Thailand. And Thailand have Brunei in what's going to be, one would imagine, a decider for 3rd place on Thursday. Another clash to look forward to. The umpires having to get involved plenty here. Game being stopped at regular intervals. Fraser Angeline Aquino getting the ball rolling on this particular attack for the Philippines. That's a lofted pass, a lob pass, well kept in. Almost a brilliant save there from Antia Senarosa. But Brunei goalkeeper Nur Siadia gets an attack going that ends with Adi Elza letting the ball slip through her fingers. Great support in the stadium for Brunei, certainly, and I'm expecting that the Juara Stadium here at Bukit Kiara will be packed to capacity just under 2 hours' time for Malaysia against Singapore. Two powerhouses of the region, both previous Asian champions. Of course, Malaysia current Asian champions, and the teams that have dominated the gold and silver medals in the two previous incarnations of netball at the SEA Games in 2001 and then the last SEA Games in 2015, where, as mentioned before, in the round robin, they couldn't be split, finishing up 35 goals each, and then Singapore just edging the gold medal match 46-43. So I'm sure revenge and getting the gold medal back on home soil very much on Malaysia's mind this week. Been a while since the Philippines have managed to register. And they're not going to get an opportunity here because goalkeeper Soihadia gets yet another attack for Brunei. Just look at the strength and the arm movement there, the passing so strong, even though there's a mistake there by wing attack Soihadia that gives the Philippines the chance to come forward. But that's the real difference. The accuracy of the passing's been better in this first quarter from Brunei than it has for Thailand. And they've not been able to get the ball through to that very tall and elegant Antia Senarosa. That goal attacked the Philippines to give them every opportunity to score. She's being well marshalled, as you can see there, by the goalkeeper, Nur Sayadia. Although she's going to get an opportunity here for the 5th goal for the Philippines. Oh, it comes in and out there. She gets it back brilliantly, though. She surely won't make a mistake a second time. In it goes, nothing but net. Philippines up to 5, but still trail by 9 here with 2:11 to go in the first quarter. Well, still something of an improvement from the Philippines this. They went down by 20 to Thailand in the first quarter yesterday. And they're on course here, if they can, certainly if they can get one in here, they're on course to keep the difference in single digits going into the second quarter. Long pass, looking for the centre, Diana Dakeza. But Brunei come away with it. Now they have a chance to open up a double-digit lead. That's a loose pass from Brunei, though, and the Philippines going to manage to come away with it. But again, it breaks down. This time, wing attack, Liana Spina. Very scrappy, this. Just 19 points scored in this quarter so far. That's on target to be the lowest scoring quarter of the competition so far. 4 games played. 28 points scored in the first quarter between Malaysia and Thailand, 22 between Brunei and Singapore, 26 in the Philippines' defeat against Thailand, and Brunei and Malaysia, 27 points scored in that first quarter. So it looks like this is going to be the lowest scoring quarter of the SEA Games netball so far. Haven't had a goal now for over a minute, and we're into the final 30 seconds. And the Philippines again coughing it up. Brunei with a chance to score right at the end of this first quarter. And they'll get a free go as well. Here's goal scorer Nur Adi Elza to get the 20th goal of the first quarter. As time ticks down to expire at the end of the first quarter, you can see the Brunei flag being waved with great pride. I think we've missed another goal there as well. We have with 2 seconds to go. Brunei score again, which means 21 goals in that first quarter. Brunei dominating, good shooting from both Adielza and Maliati. Whereas for the Philippines, they haven't been able to get through to their goal scorer, Antia Senarosa, the goal attack, and the goal shooter, Katrina Domino. So Brunei well and truly in the ascendancy here. They lead by 11 at the end of the first.
All right. Okay, when I say go, you say Philippines. Go! 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 When I say Brunei, you say your name. Brunei! Brunei!
Welcome back to the Juara Stadium here in Bukit Kiara. Second quarter about to get underway between the Philippines and Brunei. Brunei leading by 11 at the end of what was comparatively a low-scoring quarter compared to the games you've seen so far. Just notifying the changes there. Certainly had one change for the Philippines. Looks like the heavily strapped on her shoulder, Angelica Estacion has come in. Get confirmation of that for you in just a moment. I think she has come in at goal shooter. But it's Brunei who are going to get the first opportunity to score in this second quarter. And it just dribbles off, but they managed to keep it in. No, umpire not happy. Yubi Ling gives them another opportunity and they try and get that a little bit closer. Look at that, very clever exchange of passes, bring them ever a bit closer to make the shot slightly easier. And it's Brunei who started his second quarter the stronger. So the Philippines desperately looking to get off the mark, and that was a foul that's surely going to go the way of the Philippines there. The two players coming together. Looks like the poor old goalkeeper there, Nur Soyadia, has taken a tumble. She gets up. No harm done. Then you can look at the replay. Oof. And the Filipino player took an elbow in the face there. Let's hope she's okay. He would have been Coronera. But the Philippines still scoreless. 2 minutes in to this second quarter. Brunei beginning to pull away. Oh, that one came in and out, but they'll get another opportunity. Goal attack, Siti Mariati for 19, and in it goes. Important the Philippines score here. We talked about their struggles in the first quarter against Thailand, and it's easy for the girls to get disheartened. And here they go. Goal attack, Antia Senarosa gets the Philippines off the mark for the second quarter. Still trailing though, 3-1 in the second quarter. And as you can see, 19-7 overall. But they'd be taking encouragement for the fact they bettered their score. They doubled the number of goals they got against Thailand in the first quarter here against Brunei. And on a line through that, their target in this second quarter is 7, which was their highest scoring quarter in that game against the Thais. Brunei bring up the 20-goal mark. There's their coaching team look on, led by Talika Tinadasa. That ball bouncing, and Antia Senarosa, who's recovered from that nasty-looking elbow she received. You can see that distinctive, heavily bandaged arm of Angelica Estacion, who's come in at goal shooter for the Philippines. Yet to see her have an attempt on goal. As Brunei, again, quicker in transition, get the ball over. Well, the attempt was to get to Adielza, the goal shooter, but it went through her hands. They'll retain possession, though. Goalkeeper for the Philippines, Teresa Angelina Aquino. What a busy afternoon she's having. Seemingly called into action every 15 to 20 seconds, such as the onslaught of the Brunei attacking force. As their goal attack, Siti Mariati puts another in. And they're about to make it 22, I think. And they are. The gap's out to 15. That's the biggest it's been. Great support for Brunei here in Kuala Lumpur at these SEA Games. There's the Philippines, get up to 8. And they've got their supporters in the crowd as well, it's fair to say. Senarosa with the score. 25-year-old Senarosa plays for the National University team in the Philippines. That's where she made her netball name anyway for their Lady Bulldogs. Goal shooter Adielza. Beautiful finish there. That was not a close range effort, but made no mistake at all. And Brunei out to 23 goals now. That's well collected. Can we keep in the field of play? We can. Here's Antia Senarosa with her second goal in quick succession. Philippines up to 9 now, but it's Brunei in possession. 22 goals the difference. And there's a miss, a rare miss from Brunei. It's given the Philippines a chance for a quick break. But there's an infringement there. Was that an offside call? Maybe offside. Certainly that result is Brunei going to be able to come again here. The centre, Naziha, lucky probably to get away with that, but that will still go down as a goal. As Brunei edge closer to the quarter century. Brunei themselves only 13 goals in the first half against Singapore. They managed 16 in the first half against Malaysia. It was the third and fourth quarters that really slowed Brunei down in that game against Malaysia. Lost the second half by a combined 35-11. But they're going to get a chance to notch number 25 here. It's a miss though. But the decision is Brunei ball. Centre in play again, links up well, Nurul Nazia to the goal scorer, Ali Alza, and there is number 25. Philippines going to get possession here, looking to reach double digits for the first half. Managed 10 in the first half against Thailand. So you fancy them to better that with still 7.5 minutes to go as we pass the midway part of the second quarter here in Bukit Kiara. The 2017 SEA Games Netball Competition, day 3 of action, where the Philippines and Brunei are battling it out. 5 teams, remember, only 4 semi-final places. The Philippines at this stage looking likely to be the unlucky team to miss out. And they couldn't hit the double digits there. Good competition for the ball though, to the edge of the semicircle that's won by Nazia. It's that heavily bandaged Angelica Estacion with the miss there. And Brunei with a chance to stretch the lead to 17. And they do just that. Philippines searching for what would be that double-digit goal, but they haven't managed to even get into the semicircle on that occasion. And Brunei, their training drills coming to the fore, but that's well picked off. Good save as well from goalkeeper Teresa Angelino Aquino. She's been an ever-present on the court so far this afternoon, and in busy and trying circumstances, she's doing well to preserve that goal at the Filipino end of the court. She's got work to do again here though. And that was a good pass to the right by goal attack to goal shooter. And there's number 27. Philippines really struggling to get that 10th goal. And they'll have to defend again. It's Brunei to restart. Remember, in netball, regardless of who scores, possession is alternated between the teams. In and off the rim, and the Philippines going to come away with it with their centre, Diana Dakiza. Goal attack. And Tia Sinarosa unable to keep that in. Must be frustrating for the Filipinos because they do appear to have had height advantage on, certainly at the extreme ends of the court, to their Brunei rivals. But it's Brunei with that crisper play in the middle of the court that are really opening up here. Goal number 28. The lead's not far off 20. Gonna have a time off here, are we? Yeah, umpires have called time. There's going to be a change. Change in wing defence it is. I assume that's Eunice Krisma and Japone who's departed the action. We'll get confirmation who has replaced her very shortly indeed. Here's Antia Senarosa though coming forward. Goes to the wing defence. Philippines advance courtesy of that. And you've got to think that that heavily strapped shoulder of Angelica Estacion, right arm really heavily bandaged, and it would appear at first glance she's not at her best this afternoon. Can only put that down to injury as Brunei go in again with Siti Maliati for number 29, and for the first time this afternoon the gap is 20 goals. Remember, Brunei beaten by 57 by Malaysia yesterday. And the Philippines beaten by 70 points by Thailand. So Brunei still with some way to go to match the emphatic scoreline that Thailand registered against the Philippines. And the bad news for the Philippines is their two hardest games on paper are still to come. They take on Singapore tomorrow in the late game, 5:15 local time, and then host Malaysia 3 o'clock on Friday. And what could, unfortunately, for the Filipinos be a real rout, because I'm sure Malaysia won't be taking their foot off the gas. There'll be squad rotation employed by both Singapore and Malaysia as they head towards what you think is that inevitable gold medal match. And to that end, it'll be fascinating to see what the coaches do with the starting sevens for Malaysia and Singapore today. Do you go with your starting seven? Do you reveal your hand in a game that ultimately is far from meaningless, being a game in the group stage of the SEA Games? But we both know that the game that matters between Malaysia and Singapore will be that gold medal match as the Philippines score their first goal for 2 minutes plus. And it's a nice finish as well from that bandaged Angelica Estacion. Nice to see her get off the mark there. And nice to see the Philippines hitting double digits. Goal attack, Siti Mariati, no mistake. Gap back to 20. That was a rather nonchalant over-the-shoulder pass from Nazia, the centre. Managed to get away with it, though. Eddie Elza is going to get an opportunity for goal number 31 for Brunei, making no mistake at all. And just like that, we're inside the final 2 minutes here. So the Philippines, 5 goals in each quarter for them so far, but they're really struggling to make an improve on that. And Brunei it is, who've scored 15 in the second quarter so far. Remember, 16 for them in the first. And this is a chance for the Philippines to improve their tally, and they do so. That's a good finish. Good finish from goal attack, Antia Senarosa. Gap remains 20, though. It was 11 in the first quarter, and may well be about to go back to 11 now. Yep, 32-11. (16-6) by my mathematics in this second quarter so far. So the Philippines not being blown away here as they were by Thailand, but it was the second half when maybe fitness levels kicked in. It's when the Philippines struggled against the Thai strength. Thais having put up a very gutsy display against Malaysia on day one. So last 15 seconds here. Have the Philippines got time to score one more goal before the break? They haven't, and it might be Brunei who managed to notch number 33 before time expires. They've got time to finish this off. Centre Nurul Nazia. And they're going to get another go here. Time's off with 1 second. Now, UB Ling takes the time off there with 1 second, so I assume they will have an opportunity to score here. They will. No, that's going to be called time. So 32-11 after the second quarter. A 16-6 second quarter after a 16-5 first. It's Brunei in control against the Philippines here at Bukit Kiara, the second half. We'll be back in 5 minutes. So we're set for second half action then here in Bukit Kiara, the Juara Stadium at half-time. Brunei leading the Philippines by 32-11. So the Brunei side consistent, 16 goals in each quarter. The Philippines at least bettering their tally in that demolition they suffered at the hands of Thailand on their first match. And that was an unfortunate attempt at an intercept there by Junis Japone. It didn't quite come off. Gives goal attack Siti Maliati a chance very early on in this third quarter to put Brunei on the score sheet for the second stanza, and she does just that. And a feature of that first half, the swiftness in transition. Not only were they very strong on the turnovers, their swiftness in transition, Brunei, was a sight to behold, and they're at it again now. This is one of the interchanges coming forward in the goal shooter position and manages to make it count at the second time of asking. And they're on at it again, Brunei. 2 goals in quick succession in the opening 60 seconds. And there's a third. Goals were scored so quickly. Confusion about who had possession there, but it's the Philippines who take advantage of an offside call. I think that was against Brunei. And again, they get another decision. Able to move forward, switch it to the goal attack, and Antia Senarosa. There's been a change there at goal shooter for the Philippines, and it started by looking like an effective one as they score their first goal of the third quarter. Brunei 100% so far on their forays into Philippine territory in this second half, but the Philippines themselves are starting this second half better than they started the first. The gap still a big one, but they reduce it to 23. Using that height advantage they have in the semicircle. Goal attack, Antia Senarosa. Been on the court for the entire game so far, and it's just about keeping the Philippines hanging in there. But Brunei so again quick in that transition play. And just like that, they've notched up 5 goals in the first 2.5 minutes of this third quarter. The interchange of Fez into goal shooter, seemingly doing them no harm at all early in this second half. And they're in again. And it's Fez once more. And a great finish from Fez. 2 goals in 15 seconds. And the gap is now 25. Offside is the call there, I think. Turns over possession to Brunei. And they're in again here. Oh, lose possession. That was careless in goal attack from Siti Maliati. So it's the Philippines that will come away with it. Fez again, what a strong start she's had since she's been introduced at goal shooter in this second half. Nonchalant flick up from the foot of the ball there. She looks to try and get this, and she does. Here's Fez again. And in it goes again. What a strong start to the second half for Fez. Those glasses are doing the trick. Been laser-like on her shooting so far in this second half. And that's a lob pass over the shoulder that's intercepted and picked off. And in transition, Brunei once more showing their pace. Really not giving the Philippines any chance to reset when their attacks break down. Fez in again and scoring again. Brings up the 40-goal mark for Brunei. I think that's Fez's 5th since her introduction. They've already scored 8 in this third quarter, Brunei. And it was, as mentioned previously, the third and fourth quarter where the Philippines really tailed off against Thailand, losing that second half by a combined 40-6. They've made a slightly better start in attack here. Having said that, it's only the 2 goals in the first 4 minutes, 40 seconds. But in defence, they're just not being able to live with Brunei's transition. And Tia Senarosa winning the decision. Wing attack goes through to Antina Senarosa, who did really well there. She covered a lot of ground on court to get into the goal-scoring position. And in it goes. So already, the Philippines just 1 shy of the total of goals they scored in that 3rd quarter against Thailand. And at 26, make that 25. They're hanging tough and not letting their heads drop. So they've already bettered their tally from the whole of the 3rd quarter against Thailand, where they conceded 18. They've already conceded 8 here. And the laser-like Fez, well, she's missed for the first time since her introduction, but it gets through to the goal attack anyway. And Siti Mariati dribbles that one in. And it's another goal for Brunei, and a 26-goal lead here for them with 9 to go in the 3rd. It's a quick transition from the Philippines on this occasion, and they'll get an opportunity at a shot, I think, here. The goal-scoring, goal-shooting substitute gets it in. And the Philippines in this last 2.5 minutes of play have at least managed to match Brunei goal for goal. They've got some defending to do here, though. Fez with a brilliant run. That was a superb pass as well from wing attack Saradia, and Fez in again. Beautiful vision from Brunei there. And no wonder Fez is smiling. She's had a stunning start to this 2nd half. Fair few offside calls already in this 2nd half. The majority of them seeing Brunei penalised. The exuberance of everyone trying to get on the goal-scoring act, I'm sure. Of course, a reminder in netball, if you are new to the sport, just the goal shooter and goal attack allowed to take attempts at goal, which is why the wing attack here is trying to find her goal shooter. And the goal shooter with 1 defender out of play, both defenders out of play, makes no mistake. And the Philippines, an admirable performance here. Just trailing 10-6 in this 3rd quarter. And already on course to match their best goal-scoring quarter of the competition so far, which was the 2nd against Thailand when they managed to get 7. Goal attack, Siti Mariati has done a very strong game indeed. And it's important that Brunei don't take their foot off the gas here, as that one just gets through to Antia Senarosa. And there you have it. The Philippines have their highest scoring quarter of the 2017 SEA Games so far, and there's still just under 7 minutes to play. And of course, that will be a concern for Brunei because, I mean, there is an argument that Malaysia or Singapore, should they finish 1st and 2nd, it's not that crucial who you play in the semi-finals. But nevertheless, with pride at stake, they'd like to finish 3rd. And with Thailand's healthy goal difference of plus 27 and Brunei going into this one on minus 62, they need a big win here. And they are going to get a big win, but will it be big enough? And will it certainly match the 47 points should say the 70 points, excuse me, that separated the Philippines and Thailand? At this stage, very doubtful, as Fez goes in again with another goal. She's almost up to double digits herself, and she's only been on the court for 9 minutes. Ring defence. Jasper Clarice there, just wavering somewhat. There's a change that we must also inform you about in goalkeeping for the Philippines. Looks like Coronera now is keeping the goal, taking over from Aquino, who had a very, very busy 1st half of netball. So as we approach the latter stages of the third quarter, this is where the fitness is going to surely play its part as Fez scores once more. In percentage terms, that's got to be one of the most effective 10-minute performances of the SEA Games netball competition so far. Can only recall her missing one attempt at goal, and she's going to get another one here, and it's right in front with little defence, and that's the outcome. Well, Fez's goal-scoring percentage is rocketing up. Inspired change at goal shooter from Brunei. Not that they were doing too badly before, and she knows that was a close one, but net result is the same. In it goes, and it's 46-18, just like that. Brunei looking to try and open up a 30-point cushion. I'm sure that's what their target is, and more before the end of this third quarter. And with Fez in the kind of goal-scoring form that she's showing here, no reason why that can't be achieved. This time the goal attack, and Maliati on the score sheet. And all of a sudden, the gap is 29. And it's Brunei with possession once more. Fez is looking for it, and I think there was an infringement there by the Philippines. It'll go back to Brunei. The goalkeeper penalised there, Coordinera. There's a rare miss for Fez, but she still manages to get it back, and she still gets it in to open up that 30-point cushion. So that's 16 in the quarter for Brunei. Remember, they got 16 in the first, 16 in the second, 16 in the third. Perfect symmetry so far, but that's going to be broken here in this third quarter with still just under 4 minutes to play. And as for the Philippines, they're looking for their 8th goal of this quarter. But Brunei really putting the pressure on defence. But they get the goal. And the Philippines edge towards the 20-point mark themselves. And remember, they only scored 16 in the entire game against the Philippines. So whichever way you shake it down, it's going to be a comprehensive defeat by the looks of things. But the Philippines certainly showing improved form, having got used to the conditions in the court. That extra bit of match practice under their belts now as the prolific goal scorer Fez goes down under pressure. Called a foul. As the goal defence, Seno budged into her. Nice bit of transition play from the Philippines. It ends with a well-deserved goal. So the Philippines breach the 20-goal barrier with still a quarter to play. If Fez, that was asking a bit too much even of her. One thing's for sure, she had a quarter, she'd have scored it. The way her shooting's been going in this second half. Nice play from the Philippines. That's a quick transition, but moving with the ball, not allowed, and they turn over possession once more. Doing well to press. There's a tumble there from the Philippines, but the decision, I believe, for offside goes their way. There's a timeout here. I think we're going to dry the court, are we? There's a slight damp patch on the court following that slip, so quite rightly the umpire, Yu Biling, stopping play to get the court dried up. Two of the magnificent volunteers, so many Malaysians volunteering for the SEA Games to help things run smoothly. Runs onto court. Here's a chance for Brunei. Well, that's the widest miss I think we've seen Brunei take in the goal-scoring stakes so far this afternoon, and somewhat surprisingly, it's come from Maliati, who's obviously well warmed up, has been on the court for quite some time. They still end up getting possession back. That's looking for Fez and finding Fez. Fez has been a third quarter revelation here, and Brunei hit the half century. They lead by 30 here with 1:11 to go in the third quarter. Beautiful technique that Fez is showing with their shooting. Not started as goal shooter this afternoon. Be very surprised on the display she's shown so far if she doesn't start in that big clash against Thailand tomorrow. As much as we're looking forward to Singapore and Malaysia a little later on, in what, just about an hour and 15 minutes time, Singapore-Malaysia, in a game that will surely determine who tops the group. Thailand and Brunei, that clash, one would imagine, is destined to decide who is going to finish third and fourth, which will, of course, have some bearing on the brackets for the semi-finals ahead of that gold medal match on Sunday. Another time off here, I believe. Or is that the end of the quarter? I think we've got a slight differential on the clock. Maybe that was caused by the drying of the court, but whichever way you shake it down, the quarter is finished with Brunei leading by 29 now, after an impressive quarter when they managed 18 goals. Back with the fourth quarter shortly.
All right. How was the game? How was the game? Very good, very intense, right? Very intense game between the Philippines and Brunei. Now, I want to record a video of everyone, but I'm going to need your help. Boleh tak? Boleh. All right. So what I need everyone to do is, I need you to clap your hands. Not clap, like, you stop your feet twice, and then clap. Can you do it? Let me see. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. Clap, clap, clap. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. Everyone, yang kat audience ni kat atas pun buat. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. Now, as you're doing this, I want you to sing.
Welcome back to the Juara Stadium here in Bukit, Kiara, as the 2017 SEA Games in full swing already ahead of the opening ceremony on Saturday, day 3 of the netball, and a game that Brunei are comfortably going to see through to victory against the Philippines with 1 quarter of play still to come. But all important, goal difference could still be a factor in the final standing, so they want a strong finish here, Brunei. And for their part, the Philippines, plenty of encouragement for them. They scored double digits in a quarter for the first time this SEA Games, and they'll now be looking to improve on the 2 goals they scored in their fourth quarter against Thailand. And they're going to, look certain to get straight in off the back, but Senarosa, I think it was, just couldn't gather in that pass. Might have been Coronera, actually, with apologies to Madame Senarosa. Changes coming thick and fast here. One change that's been really impressive for Brunei has been the introduction of Fez at goal shooter. And she starts the fourth quarter exactly as she started, middled and ended the third, scoring. And look how quick the transition here is. Plenty of players slipping over in the last couple of minutes as well as Brunei managed to retain possession there. Ayin is going to get this one in. And here goes Fez. Going to be 2 goals in the first minute for her, I think. And it is. And Brunei open up a 2-goal lead in this fourth quarter. Fez adjusting those glasses that are clearly very effective indeed. Philippines desperately looking to get off the mark early on in this fourth and final quarter. But they don't manage to. That's turned over. And Brunei working really hard still. That was well kept in. Fez will be looking for this back. There's no doubt about that. Fez takes a tumble, so it goes through to goal attack instead. And this time it's the goal attack's turn to notch. And just like that, Brunei lead the fourth quarter by 3. Shortly, one would imagine, to be 4 the way they're shooting, particularly if this lady has her eye on the net. And she does. Fez on fire, despite the fact she appears to have a problem with her glasses. Of course, with Thailand having a rest day today, attention almost has to turn now, doesn't it, to that clash between Brunei and Thailand on Thursday. Really looking forward to that one. You'd make probably Thailand slight favourites, but Brunei have done their cause no harm here this week. A really strong showing in the third quarter against Singapore, which, remember, they drew 12 each. Ultimately losing the game quite comfortably, but the second half was very competitive indeed. They only lost the fourth quarter by 5 goals. And then, do you prefer the form line of that or the form line of Thailand absolutely wiping the floor with the Philippines off the back of their Malaysia defeat? Fez gets in again. Fez, a rare mistake from her. I think she might have hurt her finger there as well. She's holding her finger. That's a beautiful pass from the Philippines. An opportunity for them to score again. And they make no mistake with their second goal of this fourth quarter. The Philippines are keeping this respectable, certainly a vast improvement from the 86-16 defeat to Thailand, whatever happens in the final 11 minutes, 15 seconds. And also good to see that coach Angelina Federlage has rotated the squad. Lots of the Filipino girls getting game time here, which is great for the development of the sport in the Philippines, and of course the strength of the national team as these girls get experience at the top level of international netball. Certainly it's helped Brunei's cause no end, and they're reaping the benefits of that with their performances so far in this tournament. Our umpire there, male umpire Nigel Chin, as the Philippines notch again, clawing their way back to within 32 at the 10.5-minute mark of the fourth. Well, the Philippines obviously paying so much attention to Fez now. It's giving the goal attack on occasion amusia route. What a brilliant attempt at a save that was by Nazia, just failing. But Brunei, despite their big lead, still fighting for every ball here as we get inside the 10-minute mark of the fourth quarter in this game. centre from the Philippines. Gets through to the goal shooter, who misses, but I think she was fouled there. It's pretty safe to say. I believe this is Coronera with the score. .31 the difference then. And the precious goal difference for Brunei to worry about here. They're not romping away with this fourth quarter as looked likely at one stage. They may start to do so now. Only 6-4. Possibly soon to be 6-5 to Brunei in this fourth quarter. Indeed it is. Just check the mass of that for you. Well, this is a close one, isn't it? At three-quarter time, we were 50 points to 21. Now we're 56 to 26. So just 6-5. Brunei leading this fourth quarter. Although with Fez holding the ball under the net, that's about to come 7-5. But they're certainly not pulling away, and the Philippines doing far better here than they did in that fourth quarter against Thailand, where they were blown off the court in the fourth quarter. Astonishing fourth quarter scoreline of 22-2 to Thailand. But so far, the Philippines doing much better. Fez will be looking for this back. Along the ground it goes. And Fez so nimble and quick on her feet. And even leaning back, she almost manages to score there. And I think she might get another attempt. She will. Fez really impressive here. And another one goes in for Fez. So we're past halfway in the fourth quarter. And are Brunei now going to start to turn the screw? Fez has been immaculate. Can only recall her missing 2 shots since she was introduced at half-time into the goal shooting position. And we'll be amazed to see her not start as goal shooter in that big clash against Thailand tomorrow. We shall, of course, see it's a 3 o'clock start, local time here in Malaysia, for that game tomorrow afternoon in the netball as we move into day 4 tomorrow of the competition. Remember, the group stages played Monday to Friday. The 2 semi-finals on Saturday ahead of the big final, the gold medal match on Sunday. It's a rare slip from Fez, but she still manages to retain possession. And she'll be looking for the quick ball from the centre here. Penalised is the Filipino goal defence. Fez decided not to shoot. Cleverly going for the quick 1-2. And a miss from Fez. Very unusual, but she'll get another go. Selfishly gives it up to goal attack. And the goal attack gets the job done to bring up 60 goals for Brunei on the afternoon. Gap back out to 33, that's more like it. So it's a 10-6 fourth quarter so far. Still a competitive effort from the Philippines. They might be about to make it 10-7. Well, no, they don't, but they'll get another go. Good finish. Goal shooter Jasper, I think that was. I do apologise if some of the names are a little bit muddled. Very difficult to keep track without the data in front of us of the interchanges of both teams. So apologies to the ladies, the friends and families, and anyone back in the Philippines and Brunei who's watching. One thing's for sure, both sets of ladies are giving us some great sport this Wednesday afternoon at the 2017 SEA Games in the 3rd ever Netball SEA Games competition. 3rd time going to be a charm here. She's had 1 go, she's had 2 goes, and 3rd time is indeed lucky. Sure, the Philippines will have in their mind 32 goals. That would double the tally they scored against Thailand, even if Brunei themselves are steadily upping their ante. And just to give you an idea of the class difference between these teams, the 5 teams in the netball, it kind of gives you some idea of the difference of levels. That Brunei scored 37 against Singapore, 27 against Malaysia, and they're already up to 62 against the Philippines. not that it's a bad thing, it's very much a festival of sport as much as anything here at the SEA Games. Some really top-class action mixed in with some games that at first glance may look uncompetitive, but certainly great for the development of sport in the region. And one thing's for sure, the Filipino ladies will improve for playing the likes of Brunei, just as Brunei have improved for playing the likes of Malaysia and Singapore. So far more positives to outweigh the negatives as the star of the show in the second half, Fez, gets through to goal attack. And Brunei make it number 63. The Philippines try one from range, hits the rim, and the goal attack is penalised. I'm sure you can pick up back home watching this, wherever you are around the world, that more and more noise seems to be emanating from the arena. And there's a very good reason for that, because we're just an hour away from Malaysia against Singapore, the blue ribboned event in netball at the SEA Games, as Fez goes in again. Difficult to give a woman of the match, but she's certainly woman of the second half. And look at that superb pass. The goal attack and goal shooters have linked up for Brunei brilliantly in this second half. Defensively, they've maybe let the Philippines in a little bit more, but in terms of the understanding between goal shooter and goal attack, it's been pretty faultless from Brunei here. And still with a 35-point lead, the Brunei support urges them to concentrate on defence. Can they oblige? They can. Play on's the call. Could be caught short here at the back, the Philippines, if the Brunei side can get it through quickly to the ever-brilliant Fez, who goes in again. Route 66 now for Brunei. 66 goals to 30. They lead the Philippines. The gap beginning to grow now. Fitness possibly just telling for the Filipino ladies, as the shooters at goal attack and goal shooter for the Brunei side continue to run riot in the latter stages of this fourth quarter. $16 goals in the first quarter for Brunei, 16 in the second, 18 in the third. And now they're up to 17 for the fourth, and they're about to get an opportunity to make it 18. Can they breach the magical 70? A minute 50 to do it. It's probably a big ask, particularly if they're going to drop the ball like that. That's a rare mistake. Sure, the perspiration on the palms playing a part there. Nigel Lim calls for an infringement against Brunei on that occasion. So here's a chance for the Philippines to get up to 31, but no, they're now penalised and Brunei will come away with it. Fanatical support now cheering Brunei on. But they make a mistake there. This should be 31 for the Philippines, and is. So they've matched their best scoring quarter of the competition so far. They're up to 10 in the fourth quarter, so Brunei are now matched their previous best quarter score, which was 18 in the third quarter of this game, and the Philippines are about to complete their best scoring quarter of the competition, and that's great to see. 11 goals for the Philippines in the fourth quarter, and we go back to that Thailand match when they only scored 2 in the fourth quarter. Really encouraging to see the Philippines have improved since that opening drubbing against Thailand, and Brunei with Fez on fire. Will they have their eye on 70 in the last 18 seconds? There's surely time for one more from either side. And it's going to be the Brunei side that get a chance to break 70. 10, 9, 8. Can Fez do it? There surely was a foul there. Time's going to expire here, I fear. Fez took a tumble. I do hope she's okay after the sterling second half she's had here. Looked like a fair competition for the ball, but Fez goes tumbling. What a half of netball she has played. She's still got time to get off the deck and score one more. Possibly not with just 2 seconds to go. And that is time called by umpire Yu Bi Ling. comprehensive from Brunei. They've won by 69 goals to 32 against a Filipino side who've nonetheless improved dramatically from that drubbing at the hands of Thailand. For the Philippines, safe to say bigger tests await for them. They play Singapore tomorrow and Malaysia on Friday. Both games going to be incredibly tough for the Filipino ladies, but great for the development of netball in the Philippines. While for Brunei, they can look forward to a mouth-watering clash in the battle for third place against Thailand. That's the early start game tomorrow at 3 o'clock local time. It's finished at the end of the fourth quarter at Bukit Kiara from the Juara Stadium. 69 to Brunei, 32 to the Philippines. And don't forget, in just under an hour's time, the main event, the BRU ribbon clash in netball in the region. It's Malaysia against Singapore. Make sure you join us back here for that at 5:15 local time.